Third day on Bohemia today. Number one, it's 6:15 in the morning. Number two, we are leaving San Blas. Maybe forever. Not a good day at all. I want to stay. I got my claws out. I'll be screaming and crying not to leave. We're doing a big one today. We're doing a 45 miles, so roughly 8 or 9 hours of sailing towards Linton Bay, where we need to pick up important paperwork in the captain's office. And then the adventure will continue in other places of Panama. But for now, it's a goodbye to San Blas. They've been absolutely amazing, and I don't know how I'm gonna feel when that hook is lifted and we are really waving goodbye. Making bread for the journey, boiling the eggs, because it's gonna be super sporty. The trade winds are howling and the sea is a bit up as well, so we see how it's gonna go.
Well, the captain's taking his morning coffee up on deck today, just getting ready for the passage. First job of the day is strap the dinghy down to the foredeck. We don't bother doing that where we're sailing in the sheltered waters of the San Blas. We just tow it around like everybody else does, and we hoist it up on the side of the boat overnight. But when we're on the open ocean, we turn it upside down and strap it down to the foredeck so that it's not in the way and not flailing around behind us. All in the morning's work.
This is how it's done. Beautifully reefed, may I say. Here we go, 5 minutes in, wind is now 22 knots, gusting to 24. We are reefed on the Chinoa, reefed on the main. Ready for the next 8 hours.
Time for the captain's breakfast. First mate's feeling generous this morning.
Well, you know what they say, you employ monkeys, you get mini bananas.
I knew there was a statement in there somewhere. I'm glad it was that one, and not many of the other ones that sprung to mind. Delicious. Small bites are the key to enjoying the first mate's breakfast. So the plan for this passage is to get offshore as quickly as possible and clear of the few remaining reefs. We're going to sail about 5 to 10 miles off the coast the whole way. And the passage is only about 45 miles long, so not too big in the grand scheme of things. We should be there in time for cocktails, aren't we always?
See the difference? I said that today's passage is 45 miles long, and he says it's only 45 miles.
It feels like a long time since we've done 45 miles and called it a passage, actually. Everything else has been like a 5-mile hop here, 11 miles there. The San Blas has really spoiled us. And it's just dawning on me that we're saying goodbye. It's in the background and we're sailing the wrong way away from it. It's really sad for the captain. I definitely feel I will be back here at some point in our future. We're not quite done with the San Blas yet. But when? Who knows? Between Bocas and the San Blas, the Caribbean side of Panama has just been amazing to us. And it's a real worry of mine that no sooner have we poked our noses through the Panama Canal and joined the Caribbean, we're seeing what is quite possibly the best the Caribbean has to offer. I'm sure there's going to be a lot more stuff to see and some more special experiences, but it's a worry that we're moving away from these places.
We move when I say I'm ready to move, right? First mates for justice. And I'm not ready.
but he is moving against his wishes.
It's getting wet already. We had about 5 swells breaking on the side of the boat, soaking the entire cockpit and the dodger as well. I didn't order morning shower, did I? We are doing fantastic speed, around 7 knots all the time. The swell is coming on our beam, so it's roly-poly, which means the kitchen service has been suspended. There's hard-boiled eggs for anyone who wants some. He loves his eggs. And we've got 30 miles to go. At the moment, I'm just trying to concentrate really hard, looking forward and keeping my morning coffee down, which might have been an error of judgment. We shall see.
Captain super tranquilo over here. Nothing going on, nothing to report. We're right on track. We're in the deep water, we're avoiding the reef, and the wind is about 14-15 knots. So it's turning into a beautiful sail, actually. We've got just the right amount of wind. The sea is starting to calm down a bit, so everything the captain wished for is happening.
I was hoping to fish on the way, but I won't bother because it is rolling quite a lot, and you know how it goes. You always catch fish when the sea conditions are not great, and then I would have to deal with it. So no. Maybe when we are about 5 miles away from the anchorage, I may throw the lure in and see what happens. Knowing my luck, nothing will happen.
Yeah, he'd be better off throwing that lure into the freezer and seeing what he can catch. Fish fingers, maybe.
Well, that was nice. I had about 2 hours sleep here on the bench while the captain kept the watch. Could do more sails like this. Still a bit lumpy, but we are nearly there. The wind has calmed down massively. We are down to about 9 knots of wind now, but the sea is still a bit whipped up. But overall, good. Can't complain. Caught up on my beauty sleep, haven't I?
Could do more sails like this, he says. Every sail he does is exactly like this. Actually, the difference is normally he's under the dodger, but there's no spray now, so he's sunning himself. Thank you for your help.
Anytime. I'm a giver, aren't I?
Everything is calm and collected. The sea has really quietened down. There's still a bit of swell running, but we hardly have any wind, and it's starting to get a bit glassy, which makes me wonder whether we'll have enough wind to see us in. We have about 10 miles to go until Linton Bay.
I tell you what though, having spent several weeks in the calm waters of San Blas, I've definitely lost my sea legs. Today is the first time that we are on the wide ocean after many weeks, and I can certainly feel it, especially this morning. So hopefully the rest of the week is going to go well.
We're just on our final approach into Linton Bay, and we're experiencing the worst of sailing at the moment. Big seas and no wind. We had to roll in all the sails, we got tired of them flogging everywhere, so we're just motoring in the last 6 miles, and hopefully in about 2 miles we'll be in calm water again. San Blas has really spoilt us.
Oh, last approach. 5 more minutes and the sea will be calm. I can't wait. I need to lay down and get some cocktail going to calm my stomach down. Doctor's order. Here we go. Welcome to Linton Bay. We've been here twice, never really stopped properly, only for overnighters, so hopefully this time round, as promised, we get to explore the area.
Looks lovely here. I'm really looking forward to going ashore for the first time ever. I can't believe we never made it before.
Apparently there's a famous pizza restaurant in the marina, so there's a positive. We both are missing San Blas already, aren't we?
I threatened to turn this ship around just a moment ago.
just talking about, shall we go back?
Life there is just so simple and stress-free. You don't have to worry about weather, it's always the same every day. There's no sea state, the swell is very sheltered behind the coral reefs. What else? The shops come to you.
Food comes to you. Oh, I don't know what we're gonna do.
Paradise.
I don't know what we're gonna do. Turn back this ship now.
I can definitely see San Blas in my future. It's gonna happen one way or another.
I really dislike this anchorage. This is the third time we came here and it's the same. It's so busy, so many derelict boats, so many abandoned mooring balls, and not much space to anchor, so don't know where we're gonna put ourselves. Yeah, here's what I mean. There's a sailboat with no mast. Not being picky, right? But the state of these boats here, oh gosh.
So Linton Bay is an entirely natural harbour. It has a marina in the best sheltered part and lots of derelict boats and mooring buoys, unoccupied mooring buoys taking up the best spots. So we've anchored here, which is a little bit out of town in the mud. It's just what we deserve, of course. We didn't bite too hard, but I think we're pretty well set. And we're far enough away from the other boats, given that it's a crowded anchorage. A little bit challenging, a little bit rolly back here in the Goonies as well, so not perfect, but I'm very much looking forward to going to town and having a look around.
We arrived at a very decent time. It's only 3 o'clock, so we're gonna see whether the port captain is still open and get all the paperwork sorted this afternoon, in case this is all a disaster overnight and we want to leave tomorrow morning. Fingers crossed.
Oh well, so much for our early arrival. They're closed. We'll try again tomorrow. We're in no hurry, luckily. Hopefully they're not in any hurry to check us in either.
Okay, we had a bad luck with the port captain, but we're having a very good luck here in a local restaurant. KFC it is.
Captain went for the healthy option. We're on a roll today. Everything went so smoothly with the port captain and checking in. He was in a very good mood, so that helped. And now we're going to try to refill our propane tank. It's actually quite difficult to come by propane here if you've got the American system like we do, the tanks that need to be refilled and not just swapped. And also most of the gas that boats use is not propane, it's some mix of propane and butane. So all of those things together mean that this is actually quite tricky. Our Battleborn batteries have been working overtime with the first mate cooking on induction as a stopgap. But we hear that a friend of a friend owns a restaurant on the other side of this bay and has all of the adapters to actually refill this tank in front of us, which is going to be worth its weight in gold, because the other option is to send it off for a week, and we don't want to be stuck here for a week, nice though it is. So hopefully this guy is going to see us through.
Well, that was a fail. They can't do it on a day. The minimum they need is 5 days, and we're not really prepared to wait for 5 days, so we sorted out in podcast. But for now, it's gonna be induction cooking, which I prefer anyway.
Oh well, good job we have plenty of battery capacity.
Well, our gas expedition was a failure, so we're gonna treat ourselves and explore the local river and mangroves, which goes all the way to the other marina. Apparently it's beautiful. We should be seeing some wild animals, so hopefully we see some monkeys and parrots to brighten up our day.
That's all well and good, but you can't cook on parrots, can you?
No, but I can cook a parrot on induction. Sear it both sides.
Perfect, that really cheered me up.
Something to look forward to for tonight's dinner.
Well, we made it over the bar. Feels like we're in safe water now though. Just on the lookout for crocs and that parrot for dinner.
He's talking about different bar. Not the ones with margaritas, no. The San Blas. The boring bar. Into the mangroves we go. You never hear from us again? We were eaten by alligator. Or a parrot. As a revenge.
A particularly irate parrot. I can see that on my headstone now.
Definitely crocodile territory. This goes forever. So happy we have an aluminum bottom dinghy now. And not that rubber ring we used to have.
Finally, a hard bottom that doesn't invite biting.
We're in a safe waters now. We went through all these mangroves to get to Panamarina.
Panamarina.
Panamarina. And our friends on a boat called Beluga are actually hauling out at this moment. So we want to see the boatyard and actually what the marina looks like as well. It looks very pretty and calm, very jungle-like. That must be the marina office. Must pop in and announce our arrival. Yeah, that's the boatyard. It's all very small scale, but looks functional. A lot of mooring balls and a travel lift over there.
Well, we stumbled on the boatyard, but we stumbled on this gorgeous restaurant first, so it's only right that we check it out, give it a little test in case anyone else wants to come here. Well, I haven't tucked in yet, but I think it's already passed the test. Gracias.
Well, lovely breakfast in the boatyard, and I got some shopping done as well, you know, for the first mate. I'll be spraying vinegar all over the boat and in the captain's eyes.
I wonder what put him in such a good mood today. It's just that thought, isn't it? Brings it out in him.
He does.
There's a word for that, but I can't say it on YouTube.
Don't you dare. Now, can you put my man bag in a big bag?
Happily.
With 300 unspoiled islands, flat seas, and dependable trade winds, Panama's San Blas Islands are a true paradise and the ideal tropical sailing destination. Now you can join us here for a week on board Bohemia as we show you the best cruising that the Caribbean has to offer. Learn the ropes of sailing, catch a fish for dinner, or take in the sunset while the first mate mixes the drinks. You decide. Check out our website for information, dates and availability, late 2023 going into 2024. See you in paradise!